When the boss spoke just now, his tone seemed a bit flat. Did I do something wrong to make him unhappy? When a friend replied with just an, "Oh," did I say something that upset them? At the party, everyone was laughing. Were they laughing at how I dressed? Do you often find yourself thinking like this too? A glance, a word, even an expression from someone else can make you overthink for hours, wondering if you did something wrong. Even though the other person might have said something casually, in your mind you've already played out a whole drama called, "I must have made them unhappy." This tendency to focus too much on how others see you, even to the point of doubting or negating yourself because of their reactions, is actually related to self-objectification. Simply put, it means treating yourself as an object being observed by others, instead of as the subject in control of your own life. What is self-objectification? Self-objectification is a concept in psychology that refers to when a person becomes overly focused on how they appear in the eyes of others, their image, evaluation, and reactions, and even takes others' opinions as the standard for measuring their own worth. In doing so, they ignore their own feelings and needs. To put it simply, under normal circumstances, we are the main characters of our own lives. We know what we want and what we're doing. But a person who self-objectifies is more like a spectator of their own life, constantly watching how others evaluate this main character, and even changing their behavior based on others' judgments. Psychologists Frederickson and Roberts found in their research that people who engage in self-objectification tend to develop what's called habitual self-monitoring. It's as if they have a camera attached to themselves, constantly recording their words and actions, trying to guess how others might see me. For example, before speaking, they think, if I say this, will people think I'm stupid? Before acting, they consider, if I do this, will others think I'm not good enough? Even when choosing what to wear, they worry, will others think this outfit looks bad on me? This kind of constant self-monitoring can be exhausting, because you're always living to meet others' expectations while forgetting what you truly think or want. It's like someone buying clothes not because they like them, but because others said this looks good on me. Or choosing a job not because it's something they want to do, but because others said this job is good. Learn to deconstruct others' gazes. People who experience self-objectification often believe that others' gazes are filled with judgments about me. But in reality, most of the time, those gazes don't carry that much meaning. Learning to deconstruct how you interpret others' looks or reactions can help you reduce unnecessary emotional exhaustion. 1. Other people's reactions may have nothing to do with you. When a coworker seems cold to you today, it doesn't necessarily mean you did something wrong. Maybe they argued with their family that morning. When a friend doesn't reply to your message right away, it doesn't mean they're ignoring you. They might just be busy dealing with something urgent. When your boss doesn't comment on your proposal in a meeting, it doesn't mean they're unhappy with it. Maybe they're simply thinking about more important issues. In psychology, there's a concept called the fundamental attribution error. It means that people tend to interpret others' behaviors as being directed at themselves, while overlooking other possible explanations. For example, when you see someone frowning as you walk by, you might think, do they dislike me? When in fact, they might just have a headache. Or if you're at a party and notice your friend chatting happily with someone else and not paying much attention to you, you might assume, they don't like me anymore, when in reality, they might have just run into someone they haven't seen in a long time. Most of the time, other people's reactions are about them, not you. 2. Other people's judgments aren't necessarily right. Even if others do judge you, their opinions aren't always objective. Every person's evaluation is filtered through their own experiences, values, and biases. For example, someone might say, "You're too introverted, that's not good." But introverted people often excel at thinking deeply and listening attentively. Another person might say, "You're too straightforward, you might offend others." Yet being straightforward can also mean being honest and genuine. Other people's opinions are like funhouse mirrors. They may distort or exaggerate certain traits of yours, but they don't necessarily reflect who you truly are. Psychologist Charles Cooley proposed the concept of the looking glass self. He suggested that we come to understand ourselves through how others perceive us. But when we rely too heavily on others' opinions, It's like mistaking a funhouse mirror for a real one. We lose sight of our true selves. So when others comment on you, it's fine to listen, but don't take it too seriously. 3. Not every gaze is worth caring about. In life, we encounter all kinds of people, but not everyone's opinion or gaze deserves our attention. For example, a random comment from a stranger or a passing glance from someone you barely know usually has no real impact on your life. Someone might post a photo online and, after seeing a comment like, "not good looking," spend hours feeling upset, maybe even delete the post. But the commenter probably just typed it casually and forgot about it right after. While you let that single comment ruin your mood, it's really not worth it. It's like walking down the street. If someone makes a remark about your outfit, you might feel annoyed, but you wouldn't rush home to change clothes, because deep down you know their opinion doesn't matter to you. Learning to filter whose opinions truly matter, such as those from people who genuinely care about you or have your best interests at heart, and ignoring the irrelevant ones can save you a lot of unnecessary emotional energy. We should turn our focus back to ourselves and reclaim our sense of agency. The core problem of self-objectification is the loss of agency, making others the center of your world while forgetting that you are the true master of your own life. Reclaiming your agency means shifting your focus from others back to yourself, and paying attention to your own feelings and needs. Ask yourself, what do I want? Instead of, what will others think? When making decisions, start by asking what you think, not what others might say. For example, when choosing clothes, ask, do I feel comfortable in this? Do I like it? Instead of, will others think it looks good? When doing something, ask, do I want to do this? Will it make me happy? Instead of, will others think I did it well? When interacting with others, ask, do I feel comfortable being with this person? Instead of, will others think we have a good relationship? At first, this might feel unfamiliar. You might even worry that others won't like it. But over time, you'll realize that following your own thoughts and feelings actually makes life much lighter and freer. It's like someone who has always wanted to cut their hair short but kept hesitating because others say long hair suits me. When they finally decide to cut it, they discover how refreshing and liberating short hair feels, and that it's what they truly like. Pay attention to your own feelings and practice self-awareness. People who experience self-objectification tend to focus on, what do others think of me? But rarely ask themselves, how do I feel right now? Learning self-awareness means becoming mindful of your emotions and physical sensations. For example, when talking to someone, if you feel a bit uncomfortable inside, it might be because something they said upset you. You don't need to force yourself to keep the conversation going. It's okay to politely end it. When doing something and you feel tired and don't want to continue, don't push yourself just because others might think I'm giving up halfway. You can take a break and rest. In psychology, mindfulness theory emphasizes living in the present moment and being aware of your own feelings. When you start paying attention to your own emotions, you'll realize that your needs are just as important as, and often more important than, other people's opinions. Accept that some people won't like you. Many people fall into self-objectification because they're afraid of others not liking them. So they try hard to please everyone. But the truth is, no matter how well you do, there will always be someone who doesn't like you. And that's completely normal. It's just like how some people prefer sweet food while others like spicy food. Some enjoy quiet. Others love excitement. You can't please everyone, and you don't need to. Accepting that some people won't like you actually gives you more freedom. For example, if someone dislikes how straightforward you are, you can spend more time with people who appreciate honest communication. If someone doesn't like that you're introverted, you can befriend those who understand and value introversion. You don't need to win over the people who don't like you. You just need to cherish and connect deeply with the ones who do. Stop seeing yourself as an object being observed by others. You are the main character of your own life. Self-objectification traps you in the gaze of others, constantly guessing, worrying, and overthinking, until you forget what you truly want. Reclaiming your sense of self means learning that other people's reactions may have nothing to do with you. You don't need to take everything personally. Other people's opinions aren't always right. You don't need to take them too seriously. Your own feelings and needs matter. You don't have to keep pleasing others. It's okay if some people don't like you, focus on those who do. You don't need anyone's approval to prove your worth. Your feelings, your needs, and your thoughts are valuable, just as they are. It's the same with life. When you start paying attention to yourself and living at your own pace, you'll find inner peace and confidence. You are the master of your own life, not a prisoner of others' gazes. Turn your focus inward, and you'll rediscover who you truly are.